I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him, and I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Amaya, she, her.
I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Bannatyne, he, him.
I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel/Jax, they, them.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM. You guys have entered and explored the last tomb on the ancient map, and you took with you 2 members of the Odmium Prist crew, Captain Killid and Detrius Cabal.
We didn't take 2 members. We thought we did. We only took 1.
You found the sequester stone, this kind of teleportation stone, within the island after figuring out the puzzle that hid it, and you entered this strange world of ash within that space. You met Leralith, who was the memory of a sorcerer that created the prison below this mansion, and they led you to this prison called the King's Hold. And you made your way through that, knowing that at the very end of it was the Seal Sanctum, hopefully. It was a pretty brutal exploration down this place. The Malignant Domain very much kind of fueling this place's creation and the things that ward people off. You entered, eventually, the Seal Sanctum at the heart of this place. A giant room with an enormous, over 100-foot tall door made of jade, that gold seal across it, and Detrius, taking the blood key, turned the lock and opened the doorway, breaking this great seal. And also revealed himself as Xethir.
Knew it all along.
Polymorphed of some description to look like Detrius Cabal. The captain, before the fight, implored you to find the real Detrius, saying that he was sure he was alive. They both share the same patron, so it's very possible that he could tell that. You fought Xethir. He summoned this huge creature from the Malignant Domain, and it was a brutal fight. Sentinel went down, Aura went down, Florin went down.
Most importantly.
But each of you being revived, Aura managing to claw his way back to his feet with his Strength of the Grave ability. And the final blow was delivered. Well, it was the one final blow that took him down, and then the serpent was absorbed by what Freya believes to be Xethir's lantern. It then bolstered him, and another ensue of attacks as you guys clumped around him, just striking him, spells flying from across the room, and Eugene taking the final blow with a firebolt, no less, that burned away those ultraviolet threads that were kind of sustaining him in this after death. And then his body slumped to the ground. This half-metal disquisition was ripped from his body by the lantern, absorbed into it, and the lantern disappeared, leaving the kind of flesh of Xethir's body melting away. The captain was killed by Xethir's last attack, finally kind of saying to you that Detrius was a better man than he, and then the room fell silent. He recovered for a few moments. Rituals were cast in order to read some of Xethir's notes. And what else? What was the one that you did, Moxie? Or did you cast a ritual?
I still had Detect Magic.
You still had Detect Magic, that's right. Aura communicated with Enthor and had a breakthrough, understanding and remembering, in a way, more of the words of his oath. And by reciting them, he transformed those separate bands of kind of translucent white pearlescent energy on his wrist. They became one to match the black band on his other wrist. And in a moment of balance, with his fragmented sword, it clung together, the gold light holding the cracks together, and he lifted it so heavy, and it fell to pieces, but closer than he's ever been to understanding it. Freya went into the Nexus, very quickly, to try and see if maybe that was where Xethir had fled to. And you did see in the distance a streak of purple, like a long tail of black, which could have very, very possibly been Xethir or his lantern. And then you were also met by the Simulacrel, Juness's like great lion of a guardian. Yeah.
Oh my god, Juness is a cat lady.
That makes sense. That explains a lot.
And the Simulacra was a bit annoyed because it was being used as a messenger from Juness, at which point, when it approached you, Nuravorn appeared as a shade, kind of believing you to be under some kind of threat from a different deity, and forced Juness to show herself and speak to you face to face, and then he left. And Juness, you had a kind of curt conversation with. She gave you information about the Chains of Faith and told you that, you know, why they existed and that they were the Shining Servants doing to kind of avoid a Graven crisis, but equally she felt it wrong. She felt that this kind of draconian approach to faith was wrong, and that with the plot of the Unanointed, who looked to solidify these contracts, these chains of faith, and to then use a means of creating a graven of their own elsewhere, and topple these weakened deities. That as well bolstered her to give her all to this association called the Order of the Broken Saints, which you've heard of. You understood that your sister Ursa was part of this association, and their goal is to break the chains of faith, to free faith, and to destroy the Unanointed. You ended the conversation with Juness not on great terms, but she understood that she'd betrayed you at the end of the day. She'd left you silent, alone, regardless of her excuses, and she left you. And you returned to the room to see... Probably seeing Amaya's back running through the corridor beyond the gate. Amaya found this little house within the Seal Sanctum, a body.
A kitchen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not within the Seal Sanctum, in the burrowing behind the Great Seal. This place of obsidian, right in front of this great tower. And everyone ran after, catching up, and you, Sentinel, ran into the room and tackled Amaya. And I think that is where we'll pick up. So you guys are in this room. It's just a small, it's a 30-foot kind of diameter circular room. It's a bit dusty, warm, and there's a body in the corner next to the bookshelf. I'll leave it to you.
But look how nice this place is!
It's kind of dusty.
But once you give it a dust, it would be lovely.
Yeah, but I don't do cleaning.
Moxie!
I see the body in the corner. At least there's no chain on this place.
If you wish, I can begin cleaning. Although I'm
That's fine.
a little inept without any arms.
I mean, by the way, you can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, believe in yourself.
Yeah. You can take whatever form you want to be. Just because I've said I wanted to see what you really looked like doesn't mean you have to stay that way.
Do you remember being something that had arms?
Yes. Although I have no... I am memories, given consciousness. I have no ability to create...
Is it more like it's an illusion sitting over the top of this thing rather
Yes.
than he grows arms?
Yeah, this thing's got like... It's like,
Right, okay.
You know when like something floats and it's kind of got legs crossed? It has legs, but they end in points.
Yeah.
And it floats, and it has the same kind of point arms.
Kind of like Wally, but pointier.
Yeah.
No, Eva in Wally.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like that.
What kind of cleaning would you be able to do?
If I were to take a form, my illusion has some substance. I made tea for you, for example.
That's true.
Yeah.
We did not drink it.
Well, what would be your...
It's good tea.
What's your favourite form you've ever been in?
Yeah.
What have you got Leralith? Can you remember what Leralith looked like?
I have no memory of my former
Right,
self.
okay.
It was cleansed.
Well, you know, I mean, this might be a bit too recent for everyone, but you know how the captain had a lot of arms back
Yes.
there?
Oh.
I did not see the captain.
Oh, no, he didn't.
I am not allowed in the King's Hold, you see.
Right.
Well, how did you get down here if you weren't allowed through the King's Hold?
The moment that the seal was broken, the hold on the place, the connection to the Malignant Domain ended. The hold is now inert.
I don't.
So it can let anything that was in there out.
What do you believe was in there?
I don't know, but if there was anything funky in there,
I would have detected. I would.
so there was nothing in there.
I am
There were
certain.
manacles, but they weren't attached to
Yeah, I'm just making sure that we've not just unleashed some weird ass thing into somewhere that we shouldn't have done.
It was meant to be a prison, right?
It was.
For
Andran,
yes.
And it was never used?
No.
because he was never corrupted.
And it was repurposed to hold the Great Seal that we've now broken. I should say you have now broken.
Oops. But not us.
That wasn't really, yeah.
It wasn't us.
I don't take any ownership of that.
No.
It is something to be
However, we would have
celebrated.
done it anyway.
I will never be returning. I will remain in this Borroway if you will not take me with you. I cannot go back.
He's so sweet,
I
guys.
think
Can we
should show
keep
you
him?
the world.
Yeah.
Do you want to see the world?
I just picture you on the ship now.
You can see real birds.
It's shining and shimmering. It's splendid.
Can I use detect thoughts on him for like a minute, just surface level,
Sure.
and try and see if we can work out why he wants to. Obviously, it's whatever surface level, and I'm hanging out in there for a minute. And maybe like we're trying to direct the question to like, what do you want to see in the world?
So when you enter this thing's mind, the surface level thoughts are turbulent. They are of joy. They are of kind of a wonder, but also it's a very strange mind because there is no intent. It's just memories and an existence. So it has memories of a world that no longer exists, and you kind of maybe catch flashes of a city made of glass, entirely made of glass. You see Zarlumai before it was destroyed in the Great Unbinding. This collection of islands with these enormous pillars of white alabaster. All these things flood through your mind, even just at the surface level. And there's a great level of confusion there, but it's beginning to kind of come together. It's never had to communicate with people this long before. It's beginning to have a personality of its own, but it's very much like it's like a fragmented being, and that's probably all you'd get from those surface level thoughts. Is there a form that you would prefer that I take?
Well, I think what we're saying is we don't mind what form you take. What do you want to be?
I think he's saying that he doesn't have wants other than to leave.
Yes.
Who's the coolest person you've ever met?
I do not wish to draw lines between you.
No, dude. Oh, does he say while I'm still in his head? Who does he think of?
Who's the coolest one?
Who's the coolest one?
You have to say it.
You gotta say it. Flora.
Oh my god.
It's the hat.
Who does he think of?
He lingers, he looks around you like, it doesn't have any real eyes, it's like those obsidian kind of globes, and then it looks around you, looks at Florin kind of like, and then turns into Eugene. But it's a taller version.
I was going to say,
because it's not quite, yeah, he's maybe an extra foot on him, like quite long arms.
It's huge.
I don't know how Eugene would react to that. He'd probably, I don't like this very much.
Well, he thinks you're real cool, bud, so at least that counts for something.
I don't like this.
No.
Oh, okay,
turn
second
back.
coolest.
You guys want to just tell him who to look like?
No, second
No,
coolest.
this is way funnier.
He turns into Florin.
Yes, that'll do.
Corey will love that, right?
He just kind of goes,
Flora's checking himself out one day.
what can I say? He's got taste.
Cool.
Do I need to read something?
Oh yeah, there's a book in there for you. I left it on the floor. I think it's open.
There's an upstairs here, right?
Yeah, I haven't been up there yet. I got distracted by the kitchen and then got rugby tackled by Sentinel.
Well, you read the book.
Give me 10
Go
minutes.
upstairs.
So you
Yeah.
sits back down. Okay, going upstairs.
I'm gonna follow.
It is.
Oh, hang on. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's an hour. I thought it was 10
Yeah,
minutes.
it's an hour, yeah. It's
Oh, I
an
still
hour.
got it up.
Oh,
Don't
nice.
need to.
So this one was wrapped in the wax that the body was
Yeah.
holding, and the body kind of propped up against the bookshelf. This book is a journal. It is in Signura, which is, the language of the Eurekos, the people of that time. The gist of this is that it is talking about this burrowing. That this is a secluded hideout within a sealed burrowing. It refers to it as a burrowway rather than a burrowing, and it says that it has its musings around what this place is, specifically about the tower that is outside that all of you would have seen. It refers to it as a Surgepyre.
There you go.
And it's the gist of the journal is that he talks about how they are certain, and when he says they, you understand that he is there as a member of the Zarlumai council in some form, and their belief is that this place was built by the Lipluralines, a sect of the TLR people. Obviously, Xethir is a TLR. The Lipluralines, they built these Surgepyres under duress, under the crown of something called the Unbeing's Disciple. And when it was finished, they forged something here.
It began with a rebellion. The creature came to us. They were a split people between the arrivers and everyone else. Tens of thousands, alien creature of power wanted to enter the entanglement. Star Eater vowed to let it in. Seat leader, something to Xethir. They enslaved most of the arrivers, built the Surgepyres between the worlds to harness surges of powers every millennia. These pyres made heirlooms. Creature fled through the entanglement and the edge bloomed.
There you go.
Xethir created a disquisition to preserve himself.
Though Eugene would pipe up and say that the disquisitions were potentially separate, but there is a connection between the Lipluralines and So you were already aware that Lipluralines people were the creators of the disquisitions.
It was more the note that we did know that Xethir created a disquisition to preserve himself, rather than it was tied to that. It was more blocking that.
I'm with you.
That was a note.
And that is what the book says.
Pretty much what I just read out.
Very nice.
No, this book belongs to so and so.
Yes, the name of this person who owned this journal was Peregrine.
Falcon.
Peregrine.
Falcon.
Just Peregrine.
Falcon.
There are no other details.
You can talk to him.
Yeah, that's one less question. I'll ask who he is.
Did you go upstairs?
Really?
Yeah, I followed Freya.
Yeah, so you both go upstairs. Upstairs, there are several rooms that are empty. Some of them look like they were once functional spaces, but they are completely bare. And there is one that's a sleeping space, but the pallets have just crumbled. Whatever they were once made of, whether it was wood, it's all just kind of crumbled to dust over the millennia.
So we can't talk to the bed.
There are empty areas. There's a balcony that overlooks the glass tower and the kind of nebulas beyond it. It's beautiful. It is a sight like none of you have ever seen.
I mean, this is a pretty cool place for a long weekend.
So like the Lunaric Sea.
Similar, except the Lunaric has, it's like millions of moons and kind of celestial bodies above it. Yeah.
I get it. I'll drop it. No. Is there any hidden compartments or loose floorboards up here that anything could be hidden in?
It appears to all be made of stone, of obsidian carved into the wall of the cave.
So no floorboards.
I have a question. His notes mentioned Dustmere and there are central districts. I'm guessing the Dustmere reference might be when he showed up and tried to kill a Graven and, Yep. Does that mean we obviously stopped him there and he was using that to try and break a Great Seal? Does that mean there's potentially another Graven?
Or at least
they made the Graven, though. He made the Graven. It was part of his plan was to make that Graven. So I think it's less that there is a Graven there, or more that he's going to make a Graven or try and break a Great Seal. Because the thing with the Great Seal is, Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not just a location, it's a time and it's a specific action that is what a great seal is. So the specific, he went to Dustmere to kill a Graven on that day
At that time, and it had to have been certain things. That was all predetermined. It wasn't just the location. So one would guess that it's not, that it is in the Apatheos Central District, but what it is and what he needs to do and what needs to happen, that is still to be worked out.
Yeah, that's bang on. So the difference with that in mind, that you would have surmised that the seal that was broken that today, the ritual surrounding that was different. It was using an existing tomb that was created of great power. So it was like, we're going to use this place because it's so powerful, we're going to put a seal there. And another seal that was broken would have had a physical location, but yes, the ritual to unlock it was kill a god. And so then, therefore he tried to do that. He tried to make a god and kill it, and you guys stopped him.
So whatever it is in the Apatheos Guild, which could be a whole host of other really grim things given what lives there, as in all the Apatheos, one would guess. But does he have to, it's more not that the Apatheos is grim, but if he has to massacre an entire class of people to be able to do what he wants. That's or it could be kill another god, but the idea of it being where the Apatheos and what else is up in that district.
Yeah, unfortunately, the pernicious part of the the seals are that you guys don't know.
We have
you
no
don't know
clue.
what other seals require. So you could spend a week researching, okay, shit, what's another great seal, and find, you could find kill all of the religious people in the world or something like that.
Yeah, you can find some real weird shit.
Because ultimately it was set by the ones above, in the way that they said, or Leralith said, and if you're talking about this, he said, he would say, actually, I don't need to talk to Charlie, this place, the seal was such that it harnessed the king's hold, and the circumnavigation of it was that there is a key to the lock, and that exists in the tombs of the once great city Zarlumai, repurposing of existing places of power. And the ritual was to form the blood key and to bring it to the Seal Sanctum.
Could also be that it's just it's another place of power. I don't think Dustmere wasn't a place of power, but it could be that the Apatheos Central District has enough concentrated power and was built there for a reason.
It could also be that it was an area of that was close to a Surgepyre.
Yeah.
Going off the back of the rest of the notes, I think you said there was some that looked like there were places like he was trying to work something out.
In his notes.
Yeah. Is there could that be him trying to work out when and what he's got to do in some of these places to break seals?
It was scribbling about what he called fragments, and he was listing them, and he was trying to figure something out, but they were tied to different word
Planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were tied to different planes, but he hadn't worked out necessarily which one they were tied to, or if they even were tied to anything.
Yeah, all question marks. There was Hanakesh, was one of them.
Yeah, because that was the only thing you didn't tell us was what they were.
So the ones that you've got with question marks are Hanakesh, Avisavas / the Pits of Babel, the Halls of Atlas,
So the map building.
and the Wildfire Cairn.
No, not the Divine Springs or Baths.
Celestial Baths.
They sound much
not
nicer.
there.
Divine Spring sounds wonderful.
We've been trying to do that as a beach episode since he first told us about it.
Yeah, beach episode. Okay.
So there's 4 places.
Yeah, and these 4 fragments.
Moxie, what's your passive perception?
Oh, not good.
Right.
You sure don't want investigation?
Yep.
Okay. Passive is 10.
You immediately see the silver circle on the floor, as it were.
On the floor?
It's on the so there's silver plate.
So
on the
wait,
floor.
is it a plate? Or
It's
is
on the
it
floor.
a plate?
In the very centre of this circular room, there is a silver plate embedded in the floor.
Is it a food
So it's
plate?
not a plinth.
No,
Oh,
it's a plate.
Is it big?
I assumed it was
wide?
like a dinner plate.
Yeah.
You need to use your words better, so
I say so many words.
It's like one of those fancy
a
plates
jar?
that people hang on the wall.
It's very much like embedded into the floor.
So it's like a pressure plate, but
Could
not
be.
necessarily a pressure
Yeah.
plate, but it's more akin to a
Looks like it
pressure
could
plate
be.
than a dinner plate.
Yeah, I don't think I said dinner plate, but yeah, it's a plate. It's a.
No, you said dinner plate.
talking
Play it
about
back.
the
Play the
shells.
I did not say I can do it.
In the editors.
You were talking about. I think you were talking about the shelves.
What about
and,
a
like, there's a plate on the shelf.
You hate
Is it
us.
saucer shaped?
It is
it got
flat,
nice-
and it is flat, and in the middle of it there is this warbling sigil around it. So it's not, the plate itself isn't that large. It's maybe 1.5 feet. Then around it there are more sigils carved into the obsidian rock around it.
Okay. Yeah, I clocked that, yeah. I don't touch it. Can I do like an Arcana check? Or...
Yes.
Cool.
It's just the way into the basement.
Can I get help from Ansel?
Is he proficient in Arcana?
Is Eugene proficient?
I can help.
Yeah, one of these guys can help though, for sure.
Dude.
4 and a 1, so 4 plus 9 is 13.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh, plus 9's okay.
So,
God damn, dude.
The
Quit.
highest I've rolled today is a 4.
How do you have a plus 9?
I got the cat's luck stone thing, which has plus 1 to a lot of stuff.
in the middle of this circular plate, there is this warbling sigil. It doesn't look like a magical symbol to you. Eugene would probably say as well, whether he was helping or just in the room with you, that symbol is a pluraline sigil, and the rest of the runes around it, they are much more akin to that of a teleportation circle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, where is it going to teleport to?
Maybe we need to find out.
I don't know, yeah.
I mean, it can't be going any worse than today has.
Can anybody even use that?
Not yet. But...
You don't know any info about the sigil in the middle. You said you're not touching it.
Does Eugene know what it is?
He says, no, not really. I can ask the lexicon.
Oh,
That's Alexa, yeah.
that's a good
He
idea.
asks the lexicon.
Hello, Mr. Valentine.
You don't hear it, but you hear him say, hello, Mr. Lexicon.
He doesn't call it Mr. Lexicon.
He does when I'm playing it.
Butchering his character.
Eventually, he kind of relays to you that that symbol, yes, it is like a pluraline symbol, but it's more of a number than a symbol. It is a number of... It's almost like a living number in a way. It's more than just a number. It's its own discourse. It's its own... It argues for its own existence here, and so it is. And that is what it understands to be what disquisitions are, is that they are writings that argue for their own existence, and so they exist. And he believes that this sigil is linked to this specific teleportation circle. It can be learned by someone who can cast teleportation circle.
I mean, I can't do that yet, but can I copy it down so I can learn it when I... Yeah.
You can try and copy it down, but it moves.
Uh-huh.
You would have to, yeah.
Why don't you touch it?
You guys can look around the rest of the room, see if there's anything else to help.
Let's just check everywhere else first before we touch the glowy thing.
I'll just have a look at the bookcase, see if there's...
Roll
I know
investigation
everything's pretty
check.
beat up.
Roll an investigation check. Yeah, it's pretty beat up. It's dusted and things crumbling.
That was a 1 and it tipped over to a 19.
Nice.
So 21.
No, just you.
Among the crumbling kind of scraps, there's some front covers of things that used to be books. You find one book that's pretty much just about intact, salvageable. It is also in Signura. So if you can't read that, then toss it to someone, I guess, or...
Well, I won't.
Sentinel still has it on, right?
Yeah, I've got it for an hour.
Go.
Sentinel
This
can read
one-
fucking everything.
I can understand everything too, bitch. Cuss me out in any language you want and I'll know.
I'm gonna say all swear words I know in Draconic, plees.
Cool.
To
Yeah.
Oh,
Sentinel.
nice. That's a new one. I'm writing that one down.
There's this book, it's vaguely in one piece. It's Signora again, but
Let
I
me
don't know if
in.
there's anything in there.
Let me in, dude.
It's the ones
Crack your
above.
knuckles.
Freaking love reading.
How the seals work. Can I just ask?
You can ask Miravorn.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Yo,
I mean,
how do we
I don't
stop
have a
breaking
spell,
these
but I can just go
things?
back in.
You can go. Yeah,
Do
you
I
can go.
want to go back in? What if the line is still there?
Life's just creeping,
like,
waiting for you.
Peek in and be like, I'll come back later.
Sure, I'll go in.
Okay. You doing it in the middle of the room, just like
Yeah,
Okay.
obnoxiously in the middle of the room.
So while Freya does that, you're reading the book.
Tripping over
you.
Freya.
Amaya, you think about what you want to do, and Moxie as well.
Yeah.
So kind of reading over Aura's shoulder, just holding this really delicate looking book. This is a more of a textbook than a journal. This is kind of scholastic writings, and it is about something called the Basilman Guilds. They were created by remaining Eurakos after the Great Unbinding. So as the Eurakos died, because they were creatures of creation, in the new moment, they could not survive. Apart from those, there were some few. In an attempt to ready the world for this new existence without them, they founded these guilds called the Basilman Guilds, as they handed over rule to several people, one of which was the Basilman Elves. And those guilds are the Navigators.
I'm trying to write so many things.
So they're the Navigators, the Song, the Edgewatchers, the Hunters, the Whispered Word, the Written Word, and the Balance. And that is what it says.
These books are so short, my guy.
It's pretty beat up.
I know.
If you take 10, you can have
We've got
a...
like 3 pages.
If you take 10, I'll see you could probably get a bit more info.
I've got shit all else to do.
Cool, taking 10. Amaya and Moxie, what are you doing? I'll come to Freya in a minute.
Is Murmur still?
Yeah, flittering about, kind of enjoying being on Leralith's shoulder.
Oh, do they get along?
Well, Leralith's kind of floating around looking, and it's just kind of
Is it just
happy.
like two really skittish little things, just being like...
Yeah, Leralith kind of has a bit more grace about them, like just kind of very slowly floating around. Every now and again it's kind of pointed foot will scrape along the floor and then it lifts itself up a bit more.
I forgot what I was going to do.
Moxie?
Check out
Yeah,
the
go to
spices.
Moxie, sorry.
I mean, I would maybe ask the Peregrine in questions, but I can't think of any questions.
Can I talk to you? Yes. Really? Yes.
What's your name? Peregrine Falcon?
You know that it's likely that it would only speak the languages that it knew.
That's fine. I can do compound languages.
I don't think you can speak.
You
the
can.
compound
You can't
languages.
speak with it, but you can understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it may know more than just Signora. You're probably. What I'm saying is you assume that it probably knows Signora. It might know others though. So I'm not saying like, you can't speak to it because it might know more than Signora.
It speaks to the chair instead.
Don't have it prepared.
No worries. Amaya? Well,
I think I was just going to ask Murmur, if there's anything, because where he came from is a mystery, and I feel like there was something that was the captain said, and I've forgotten what it is.
About you being an orange.
Yeah, a grapefruit.
A grapefruit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
from the Syrinx.
Yeah, so just because there's a weird place, I'll just ask Murmur if there's anything here
Very cool.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Hops onto your shoulder. Twitches his head about. You ask me what, Amaya?
Don't make her repeat it.
Is there anything in here that, I don't know, you are drawn to, or it's like familiar to you, or anything?
Hops onto Leralith. Leralith bears a piece of something familiar.
Oh, that's weird.
Kind of hops down onto his shoulder and like pecks the heartstone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Murmur, stop poking Lerith in the chest. That's not very polite.
Leralith's like, it's quite all right.
Well, isn't that a bit irritating? He's literally putting his beak on your heart.
Is it still Florin? It's like straight in his...
Oh yeah, it is still Florin, yeah. Very different mannerisms, but yeah. Murmur flitters back to you. Daughter of Silt and Wind, The Heartstone is familiar. It is of mother, I believe, but different.
Do you mean Ephraim? Is that what
In
you
a
mean
way.
when you say mother?
Not so.
What do you mean when you say mother?
The stone reminds me of mother.
Whose mother?
Both of our mothers. In a way. But more yours than mine.
Do you mean my human one?
No.
Sorry, my elf one.
Let us say. You are daughter of silt and wind.
Yeah, but I don't know what that means.
I'm sorry. Flitters to the Leralith again. And just like onto the roof.
Oh, Mama, can you talk to me? I don't understand anything.
Flitters back to you. Roll a wisdom check. Wisdom check.
I think wisdom is better than intelligence.
I was going to
With your
say, please don't be
proficiency.
mean to her, make it intelligence.
With your proficiency.
Yeah, no, I literally cannot read today. It's only +1. 15.
Did you add with proficiency, so plus another 3?
Oh, thank you. That is a 18.
Very nice. The captain said something I believe was right. That you are not... You are half-elf, but you are not half-elf. You are silt.
What do you mean by silt?
Like, can I help slightly with this?
Yeah, you can't really hear her struggling with it. Like, saying, like, what do you mean silt? What do you mean this?
Didn't this is also half a question for Charlie, but didn't the captain say something about silt being a specific type of... Because there was 2 types of elves, right? And one of them was the silt.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the other type of... And it's in here. It's in here.
What am I?
So the silt were... The silts are the elf remnants of the Basilmans that fled to the Syrinx. And they are at war with creatures that I believe he called the Threnodor.
Okay.
And
corrupt people. There it is.
they were also silt, but they were corrupted by something.
Okay, so silt means like a version of the Basilman elves who are
Yes.
supposed to be extinct.
Yes.
Okay, and what's the wind one?
Kind of begins fluttering.
So close.
Begins fluttering in front of you.
No! Oh no!
No, fluttering like
Oh
like
right, sorry, I
hovering.
thought you meant leaving.
Not breaking apart.
Turkey now!
No, not breaking. No, not breaking apart. Just
progress.
floating, like hovering in front of
Okay.
you, almost like a hummingbird.
Yeah. If he says this is wind, I swear to God. Maybe you can fly.
Oh yeah, we can go on little flying adventures. That'll be so much fun.
The bearer of the wind.
Helpful.
The fart. The
What
bearer.
does the bearer of the wind mean?
Means you're just real gassy, dude.
Your father made a deal.
A deal with who?
I can't remember the names, but I remember that your father, Anders, made a deal. That it would forge him a child, as it did the blades. A piece of each. As they did with the blades. A deal with a creature.
What creature?
I don't know.
If you describe them. Oh, Murmur, do you have like a visual idea of these people in your mind, like
I'm
all
sorry.
these creatures?
Can I read its thoughts? Is that what you want?
Either that or Leralith turning into what Murmur
my mind is not... I am broken still, daughter.
How do I fix you?
You are. We grow stronger together. I remember more. I remember my struggle with Anders, escaping the Opari people. He gave me to you, and we fled. I remember this.
No, where did he go? Because he gave me my sword and then I left. I didn't know he went anywhere.
He came to retrieve me.
When?
I was the other half of the deal. I'm sure.
I'm genuinely, like, just separate and cut this out. I'm genuinely very confused.
It's alright, it's supposed to be.
Which bit are you confused about? Because
Right, because
my notes.
my understanding of events was Father and Nanny gave me the sword.
Yes.
I left.
Yes. So this is pre that. He ran from the Apari, got the sword and gave it to you. So that bit happened before you.
But we were already in the Apari when...
But he was running from them
fled.
to keep going out.
Oh,
He took me
from where?
from the place that Mother lives.
From the school.
I don't know. No.
No, mother.
My mother.
Fun mother. Unknown mother. Fun mother. Fun mother.
I know
Magic
not
mother.
Seal
more.
mother.
Still mother, that's better.
Is that where the swords are made?
Yes.
Okay.
We're getting there.
Oh, Jesus.
And Anders took me as I was given to him, and we fled, and he fought, and he killed many, and then he gave me to you. But in killing the Opari knights, they are strong, you see, and I broke, for I was not supposed to be used by Anders, yet he was skillful. I broke, and then he gave me to you, and we ran. And we found the bear, and we stayed.
There you go, bedtime.
And then we fled again. And he carries on.
Oh, I'm sorry, do you not like fleeing?
I like doing anything with you.
You give him a little stroke on the little head.
Lowers his little noggin.
Okay. Right, so my father's killed people, so we have that in common.
Very skillfully.
Oh, that's good to know that
He's
he's
so good at
skillful. Is he also from the Silman elves, Silty
No,
He a silty boy.
Silty boy?
they gave their fingers.
What?
I remember fingers.
Fingers, as in detached from the body. Like, take this, like Sentinel.
You remember that they don't
Oh,
have.
Wolf, my little-
They both have the one little finger missing.
Oh, I had genuinely forgotten about that. Sentinel's one of
So they use a finger
in
for
a
each
party?
to create a Maya.
I'm made from fingers.
As you say that, he starts breaking apart.
Charlie's like, had enough of stupid
You get a
questions.
lot from him today.
I just also because also the implication of like if it was the same way that if you were made in exactly the same way as your sword, which is probably not, they minced up two people to make you.
I mean, that's how I work.
That's what I was getting. That's where I was going with it. Like, did they just take bodies and like?
Shut up.
Do I have memories of actually being a child?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that Charlie or?
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh,
Am I a regular boring half elf?
You just have two
You're
gods.
also chosen by two gods. Get to fight.
Literally get-
I'm so boring. No two gods were literally just fighting over me.
But they didn't make me out of fingers though.
What did you get?
Image out of toes.
Is there any chance I get advantage, or can someone help me?
No, absolutely, you get
Ring.
advantage. You're
Oh,
thinking.
okay.
You're thinking back. You're very much in the mindset.
Come on, baby girl.
With your proficiency, please.
+3 to what? So what have you rolled on the dice?
The highest.
5 minus 1 plus 3, so 7.
That was your highest.
Beautiful.
Your first
So
roll was lower than a 5.
perfect. The dice tell the story.
They do. You can try again another time, but you
Can I try again in 10 minutes?
maybe you remember. So you when Murmur's talking about this, you remember. Yes, you haven't seen your parents in months, maybe longer than that. Maybe even years.
No, it has been years.
Yeah, so you forgot that they were both missing a little finger. It's something that you've lived with your whole life. It was unimportant to you. You also remember that they used to talk about the fact that you were one of few people that were an only child. Most of the families in the Opari had more than one child. Traditionally, they would have at least 2 to replace them because they would never wanted to grow too large, the Opari. And you remember that, but you don't remember anything else.
Can I just ask one last question?
Mm-hmm.
Do I remember anyone else not having little fingers, or was it just my parents?
Yeah, no one else comes to mind. Like Nanny had his fingers. The people that you would train with had their fingers. It was
You are mincemeat, dude.
I feel very strange about myself now.
Who did they make a deal with? What kind of creature?
Someone with a finger fetish, obviously.
How much of this have everyone overheard?
How much she wants to give you?
Oh, right. I'm not. I would have just been chatting. So, you
very
probably heard me going. But what do you mean?
And somebody just every now and again, it's okay, it's fine, it's all right. We can do it again later.
Laura's just looking disturbed.
For funsies, roll like history to see if like anything over in the Opari makes like deals or things that make deals.
Roll an Arcana
Children
check.
being made from like nothing.
Okay, roll an Arcana check. What are you specifically trying to remember from your kind of? It would have to be history. It would have to be history. Yeah, it have to be history from your readings.
Like
finger people.
Deal. Yeah, I guess if cutting off fingers make deals sounds like a thing.
That's literally what I did.
To make children?
We don't know what he did with it. Oh no, I gave it to you.
You don't know what Moxie did with it.
That's not good.
I'm making. I'm
I'll
making.
make you. Is you making
what
your
is
own
it?
I'm
children?
making skeletons with history.
History. It's 8.
No, nothing like that.
Can I try?
You know the Opari is a weird
Right.
place, but
It is a weird place.
you're not sure about that.
That tracks.
The dice gods are like, no.
So that one.
This is something for you to work out.
Yeah, as Murmur begins breaking apart, he kind of looks at you with more hope than normal. Like there's more there. He's thinking more. He remembers more.
Okay.
And so you are definitely growing stronger as a bond.
Cool. Leralith's coming with us, by the way, because as soon as Murmur can remember pictures, I want Leralith to be them.
Okay.
Okay, I've done what I was going to do.
Right, where were we? Nexus.
Yeah.
What was
guess.
everyone else doing? I've completely absorbed me a bit. Moxie, you were thinking of questions potentially.
I've still got nothing.
No worries.
If anyone thinks of any questions, you go nuts. But
What's
yeah,
this?
What's the value of this property?
Oh, to the dead person.
yeah, it's a dead
I don't
person.
know if there's anything we
It's worth 10 gold.
I mean, who used to live here?
Peregrine.
Yeah.
Oh, Peregrine used to live here.
Yeah.
Did
I mean,
he
yeah,
ever,
is it-
did he ever enter the tower? Because there's a door over there.
Yeah. Should we go in the tower?
It's a Surgepyre.
If there's a door at the bottom, so we can go up it.
Maybe. We should know what we're dealing with so we know what to look
Yeah,
for in a
just
Did
city.
you ever
That's-
see it?
That's the only thing I'll fall
Like
out. That's
active?
Surgepyres.
Did he ever see it
Are
active?
the Surgepyres only in the barracks, or are they on other planes?
I don't think that you know. For sure.
I beg to differ.
Surgepyre.
It's in the Bible somewhere.
In the Bible?
So the Surgepyres are, from what you know about them, they are things that exist like beacons as part of a network. And you believe that they were used to harness a surge that happens once every 1,000 years or thereabout.
Okay.
Does this tower, does it look like the one that was like broken in the desert? There was more broken tower in the desert, wasn't there?
Which broken tower?
Oh, maybe there wasn't.
There was the tree.
Oh, what, like the melted places you explored?
Yeah? Was
Yeah,
there a
no.
tower? Are there any, I know there's a lot of towers in Xethir, but any
None
that
like
sort
this.
of no, okay.
This is very much like where those could have been. They're fascinating and built with extreme skill. This is just something otherworldly.
So it's not like a kind of sign tower, like a beacon kind of tower to be like warning. It's more of like a windmill.
It's more like a wizard's tower. Maybe, windmill's not a bad shout.
No, but like you sort of, it was
Yes.
to get energy rather than to signal anything.
To harness, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's your understanding is to harness these things, this surge, and they used it to forge the heirlooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a forge.
Yeah. It's part of the forge, I think.
Okay, well, while you guys are thinking about potentially speak with dead,
My brain hurts.
Freya is in the Nexus again, I believe.
Oh yeah, I just love it here.
You pop back in.
Just is there.
Yeah. You don't see the simulacral. You see open expanse, the tree of threads on the horizon. Maybe some kind of shooting stars. There's these souls moving from place to place.
I've followed the thread on my wrist.
Oh, yep, to Naravorn. Okay. You follow it. You make your way, eventually reaching a kind of clouded area where before you were kind of snatched away, whereas this time you know that as you pause before it, this will take you to Nuraborn, to wherever he is, should you choose to go.
I choose to go.
Okay. You appear on this ocean. The sea, the sky are washed with colours similar to where you came from, but there are these huge alien celestial bodies, these moons that you've never seen before. Some of them blindingly close, some of them far away, almost like stars, and waves on the horizon, higher than mountains, warp the surface, almost like a mountain ridge. And you see ahead of you on this small little boat is a man in a waxed coat. His back on you, tending to maybe 20 of these crude looking fishing rods. You hear him and he's like, "Hello, Freya."
Hello. Thank you for before, I guess.
That is okay. I was overly cautious. Possibly.
No, I mean, she was out of line, so I appreciate.
Well, I am glad.
I just, I had a question.
Yes.
About the Great Seals.
Turns to you this time. You see him kind of, he's got dark skin, very weathered, ragged kind of beard. And has eyes that just have a depth to them that mortal eyes don't. The seals.
Well, we're following the Xethir, you know, who's like trying to break him or whatever. Is there one in Sahira?
I don't believe so. Sahira is already a city. When I'm afraid I was walking among people at this time. I was pulled back from my life when we needed to create the seals.
Xethir had written in his book the Apatheos quarter? Something about the Apatheos.
Oh yeah, the central district.
We thought...
I don't believe there are any seals there. They are fickle things. And I have come to regret what we did, but we had no choice. I believe I believe Kira Lorne, when she was separate from me, told you of what I did during the Graven Crisis. The numbers that I killed. I'm not ready to face mortals after that.
Are you one again? You're not two separate people anymore.
She resides both within my soul and without. She doesn't like the sea. She doesn't like being here with me. She prefers to explore. She is that part of me. But yes, we are considering reuniting. We have considered it for many hundreds of years.
Soon, maybe.
So, to answer your question, no. I do not believe there is a seal in Sahira. I believe there are many, only very few left. And Xethir does not need to find all of them.
Do you know what he wants next?
I imagine to enact what he failed to before the Great Unbinding. But I was not involved past the creation of the heirlooms. We handed those to the crest coils, and they did their job. I'm sorry, this makes me uncomfortable thinking about those times, but even an immortal soul is scarred by killing so many. And I am scarred among all of them.
You can hug.
He kind of looks a bit shocked. I am okay.
Maybe someday.
Yes.
What about a handshake?
I
Oh yeah. High five.
I'm sorry. I've walked among people. I understand mortal lives, but I've been here a long time. I'm not very good at communicating, as I'm sure you've already gathered. But I am getting better.
Yeah. This is a full conversation and I'm quite impressed.
Kind of looks out at the ocean, pulls one of the fishing rods.
Is there any fish on it?
He smiles. No,
Do you ever catch fish?
not here.
What are you trying to reel in?
Well, anything. This beneath the surface of the Lunaric Sea is the Astral Sea. And so we fish, and we reach out for things, for discovery, to find things that are new to us, and to connect with things. I doubt I will be reeling in any fish. Maybe an astral whale. Kind of smiles at that.
That would be pretty cool.
Have you seen one?
Have I? No. I was just thinking back to, I think it was the other game.
Oh, right, yeah.
Steve's one. We hung out with an astral whale and Steve's game.
Yeah. I will show you one day. But no, right now, I have cast them out to see what they will find on their own. And then I remain up here. It is peaceful.
Definitely, yes.
Do you have any other questions for me?
I don't, unless you know what could be in the Apotheos district that Xethir would want. Did they move the analyst there?
I have a distant recollection of this thing through you, but I've not walked the mortal planes for a very long time. I am unworshipped, Freya. I am not part of the chains. No one speaks to me.
Do you have any other followers?
I have few distant, those fragmented from society in Discordia. But even in the other planes, worshipping the ones above is frowned upon. We do not wish to be pulled from our musings, and we still mourn the loss of our brother and our sister.
Nobody tells me nothing.
He is referring to Evrain and Volkai. I will pay attention for you, and I will cast my lines out elsewhere and see what I can find.
Can I trust Juness and her Broken Saints?
Juness. Out of all my younger siblings, no. I would say no, but I would trust none of them. Although her heart is good, but be wary. She is a rage behind her reflective appearance. She is a burning rage, a reflection of the sun's heat, but the power to burn away the night. And remember that. She is given a reputation among the Discordians of gentle, of mother. She is not. She is a creature of battle.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are always welcome.
I'll be back. You gotta show me that whale.
Kind of nods. You disappear. You feel yourself kind of almost unraveling through the nexus, and you appear back into your body. What is everyone else doing?
I've just gone through notes.
There's no question. Don't know what's
I just got the Surgepyre as the towers between worlds, so they're not.
So you know that.
So they're not here with us, sort of.
But you are currently between worlds, yes.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about the memory from Dolan on that ring? So there's a tower in that, a broken tower. Did it look like the tower that we saw
Here.
that's here?
Yes, it does. It very much does. Okay. Hand back.
Claims them one by one shall harness it.
I hand back to you guys.
I also have a note that Xethir was after, according to the curator, the final Surgepyre.
Oh, so he just needs one more.
So whatever.
Oh, I didn't ask if there was a Surgepyre there. Fucking hell.
But like we've now seen 2, so we kind of know what makes the leap. Because it's very clear that they look at least similar, and those 2 were both in Burrowings. So
He was pretty desperate to get in here as well.
We should close this then. Break the
Yeah.
entrance.
yeah, how do you close it then? I do, because how do we relock it? We'd have to reseal it. So
I mean, can we just turn the key and walk off?
The
A
captain
big do not enter
said-
sign on the door.
The captain said once if he was in there, then no one else could go in there, didn't he? Yeah.
because he'd probably just use it himself.
So do we have to go in the tower and disable it, or
You could, Mrs. Leralith, you could close the door.
Is it easy enough to close?
do we just
It is more than a
It's
stone
big-
barrier.
It's a big door.
It's a
You
big
can't-
door,
can't
and if
push
it's
it.
You could try, you are strong.
I mean, give it a go.
Can we definitely get out from this side?
We've got the transportation.
Teleportation.
There's something here we can try, yeah.
And we're trapped here forever in the game. and-
teleportation sticks. Do they go between planes?
No, they do not.
So, but we wouldn't have been able to get out from there anyway.
Nope. You'd have been able to get to the entrance to the stone, but you would not have been able to go out to the ship or back to Discordia.
But we would have been able to at least get to
And
the
now
touch point.
and now from here we can only get back to the doorway.
From in here, from inside the burrowing, we'd only be able to travel within the burrowing.
Exactly.
Oh,
You'd have to go back into the King's Hold, teleport to the
So,
stone.
Yeah.
So either we need to find a way to record what the teleportation circle for anyone who might use teleportation circle in the future, and close the door and leave, or we close the door from this side and use the teleportation circle to get out. But we don't know where that'll take us.
I mean, that's the more exciting one.
How long would it take? Like, if Xethir isn't dead and he wanted to come back, I mean, right now the door's open, he could just walk in.
He might need to.
Oh, I'm not.
find a new
Yeah, I'm
body.
saying we still do need to work out a way to close it, but it's whether
Yeah.
we're closing it on this side or on the other.
Did the blood key, did that disappear when he...
Yes.
Cool, okay. So it's not still in there or anything
No,
like
yeah.
that.
What-
Cut the seal.
would the teleportation circle maybe just go to the other Surgepyre house?
So, Moxie, your understanding of this, which is kind of budding, the symbol in that you see identifies this circle. So, should you
You'd
cast,
get back,
so you get back to that one. You've no idea if there are others anywhere else. You'd not be able to relay that to everyone. So, yeah, you know you can get back to that one using that sigil if you were to cast teleportation circle elsewhere. But yes, that's that.
But like,
My question to that is, because we touched on this very briefly when Moxie was looking at recording it, does she know enough based off what we have seen to be able to recreate it and use it again? Or is it too complicated and I need to do something else to do that? I know what I do, but do I need to do something else in order to be able to record that? It's going to take a while, but we can do it on the ship.
You would have to experiment with it, I would say, Moxie, to find out what you need to do with it. Because you know that but looking at it, it's not going to be something that you can remember and sketch. So you'll have to, because it kind of warbles.
Well, here's a
figure
ring
it
of
out.
memory. Store it in that. You can do it when we get back to the ship. That'll be fine, right? It's still in a memory what it looked like, or does she need to record it right now?
You don't
Real
know.
hard.
You just don't know.
could I just put a bit of paper on the little plate thing?
Okay. So you get like tracing paper.
No,
Take
I
a
want to see
rubber.
if the paper disappears.
Okay. Do you touch it?
No, I like put the paper on and then just.
Nothing happens. Just the list rests on it.
Shit.
Touched it?
I said I could touch
I
it.
have a really stupid question.
Go for it.
Do you say it was like a living number?
Yeah.
So possibly my thought is counting the number of times it's been used.
The lexicon, and I'll tell Michael this. What it tells you is that it's just effectively
Or is it like
it's an intelligent sigil. It has its own. It is aware of its own existence, and so it's difficult to record.
Does it basically like rewrite itself to stop people coming here?
Maybe.
There's another thing. If with the curator, we've got his card. If we were trapped in here because he's in his own place and that, could we go into his place
Go
and then
out his
walk
other
out the front
exit.
door in?
I'm not sure that we could, because he did kick us out from the door that we left from, but that's not to say that that's impossible.
You might be able to.
He is he's a thingy saint.
He argued with the blue card. He might, but he probably, you guys know him. He'd probably make you owe him a debt.
Which I don't really want to be in debt to him.
Is anything about this plate similar to the stone that we touched at the top?
No.
Should we look in the tower before we play with the
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Should we have
Let's
a
go
rest
to the
before we go
tower.
and play in the
Oh,
tower?
we should have a rest. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Short rest. I'll say you guys.
I
got a
was going to
short
say
rest.
long, but
Oh.
I mean, there's a pallet or a piece of a pallet we can sleep on.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's up to you.
crumbling. It might just like disintegrate under you.
It's quite
Long
warm in here,
rest
quite
about
cosy.
it, yeah. Did he come back in that time? He's got to find a new body. My thought is that he needs to find a new body.
It's going to be a while,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay.
Take a lot of
Long rest?
It's that we risk it, shut the door from this side, then we know he can't get in, at least. And we can
Definitely
explore.
get out through this plate somewhere.
yeah.
So I mean, if we can get out, we could just shout so that no one else can get in.
But
We can't open it again.
wait, you're saying we can get out from this plate? Didn't we just say that this is the teleportation circle to get to here? So we
doesn't go
can't
the
go.
other
We
way.
can't go anywhere
Okay,
else.
cool.
That's the location. Because teleportation circle is fixed location.
In that case, we should close the door from the other side. Look in the tower.
This is difficult because Mike's not here, and I wrote this ages ago. So before I knew he wasn't here. So what we'll say. Eugene takes some time. Eugene takes 10. So if you guys take a little short, long rest, he'll start by doing that. And with the lexicon, he gains an understanding and he relays it to you guys that this sigil acts in the same way as a teleportation circle sigil, but it can only be learned by one person until they die. And in order to activate that, you would have to. Eugene's like, touch it.
So you could.
Oh, so you would if you touched it,
You'd know it
you'd know it.
forever.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, fine. If Eugene said that, then
And then he says,
Touch
yeah,
it
then he
up.
says.
well,
After it's been touched.
And then as we touch you, immediately teleport someone.
That's looking.
At least the door's open.
but the lexicon does say that there is a chance that it could be wrong.
Great.
But it's probably not.
Touch it. Touch it.
Ask the dude that's sat in the corner that probably knows.
Yeah, you could
That's a good point.
I mean, if you had speak with furniture, you could speak to the teleportation.
The teleportation circle is not furniture.
It's a plate.
Yeah, that's
It
a
is a
question
supply.
to ask him. Then yeah, let's ask him about the
Are
teleportation.
you going to speak to the guy?
Yeah, we got a good question. Was worth it.
Okay. So this body is like crumbling. Yeah, black robes gilded with gold. Looks possibly human, but it's very hard to say. Kind of slumped there. Like, yeah. Cast him.
Yeah. How long has it been? Has it still been like more than an hour? Is Sentinel's comprehend language still going?
No, I think you could still say it's been an hour. That's fine.
Or I mean, I could do it. Actually, yeah, let's fuck it. Let's say I did that myself, so I also understand it as well.
Okay. So yeah, you both get it. It's probably the edge of Sentinels. Okay. Let's ask him. What's kind of like crackles to life. This thing is old.
I need to work out what language it speaks.
Yeah.
Starts speaking in a weird guttural language that you understand. You don't know what it is though.
No.
You know that you can't. You understand that he is talking about. He's like, waiting.
I mean, unless it's abyssal, common, infernal, thieves' cans, and then okay, at least I know it's not that.
You could try all those languages though, talking to it.
And what do you can try all of them if you like.
I only have 5 questions.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Someone
who was speaking guttural? Was it the captain?
Xethir.
Xethir.
Yeah.
It's not that language. You can hear the difference in that one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Between
Is it familiar to anyone?
Between you think this is the spoken version of Signora.
Great. So helpful.
Yes.
Kind of looks at you.
No, just trying common.
You are not like disguising yourself in any way, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I have no idea. No reason to.
It says in infernal.
Okay, thank goodness.
It calls you a creature. It says a mortal Hanakesh.
Yep.
Who are you? What are you? Am I waiting? Still waiting.
My name is Moxie. What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for news, knowledge, for news of the Eurakos' success, for my crest coil's success, the survival of my home, Zarlumai.
Awkward.
Okay. Crap. I believe this is a teleportation circle here. Where does it lead?
Yes.
No.
Reverse.
Reverse, yeah.
There's so many
Yeah. Scratch that. What was it that you said, Steve?
I forgot.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, was it how if you touch it?
What happens?
What happens if we touch the teleportation? If we touch the sigil on the plate?
The Lipluraline figure. That means that the previous owner has died. Yes, it will work, and I am dead.
Oh.
I thought it.
Oh, bud.
Yes. Touch it. You will remember for your life.
Oh, boy. So you've got a hideout now. You've got your own little house.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else have any more questions?
Did you want to do what? How do you get in the Surgepyre? You've got 5, right?
Yeah. How do we get inside the Surgepyre?
You cannot without specific knowledge of the Lipluralines. The creators.
Great.
Maybe we have to come back here later.
Yep.
We've not done this quest yet.
Yep.
We've not done the quest before this.
They built them under duress, and therefore they locked them. Only the ones above have entered them since the Lipluralines locked the doors.
God's lantern.
Oh, you know what? This means that Moxie cannot die before you have to come back here.
Oh my god.
Someone get the bubble wrap.
Oh, the gold was there.
The weakest person in the
Okay.
What's inside that?
Yeah. Do you know what's inside? The Surgepyres?
No, we know that they were used to forge a false heartstone. And then
Heartstone.
once it was used and locked by the Lipura lines, it was used by the ones above to create the heirlooms. And then it was locked away. And that is what they said they would do. They said they would lock them away. And I was waiting for them to come back after. But I knew there was a chance for, yes, I am the one who could enter this place, of course. Of course, they would want me to rest here. Otherwise, should someone learn the sigil through me, then they could get here. Yes.
Does anyone have any other questions for her? I'm curious just to make sure that this is Peregrine and not someone else, but
Yeah, I don't think we've got anything else.
Yeah.
We got all the information.
Oh, unless you want to ask how to shut the fucking door.
yeah. I got
Is
two.
there another way
Got
out
two
here if we shut the
questions.
door?
Yeah. I got 2 questions. Yeah, left. Yeah. I believe so. Yeah. Is there? How do we? If we shut the door, is there any other way out?
You can use the teleportation circle. It enables a cross-planar jump. Right, if you match it to a sigil of your knowledge at home.
We don't know.
Not yet. But
Yeah, but at least, yeah.
yeah.
But no, once the door is closed, even without the seal, it will become the locked away barroway once more.
So how do we shut that big fuck off door?
Yeah.
In a way that is permanent enough.
Yeah. How do we shut the door then?
The seal across it remains as an echo. I would, as an engineer, simply break the rocks about it, maybe.
Blow it up.
Great.
Time to smash some stuff.
Sounds like you have an adventure before you. And its breath leaves it, and it rests.
Poor guy, didn't know he was dead.
So we got to smash everything.
Around the door, I guess, from the other side.
Did we take a long rest?
You can now if you like.
A short, or at least a short rest, so I can get my shadows back, so I can help.
I'll get some
move
shadows.
out.
We'll shadow the shit out of that door.
So you're taking a long rest?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rest, yeah.
Very well. You guys level up.
Yay!
Whoop.
Very nice.
Level
Level 9.
Decisions.
I get 5th level spells.
Are we ending the episode there, or are we carrying on? Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Let's blow up the door first.
Well, don't. Okay, I wouldn't worry too much about the.
Do we
Yeah.
get any bonuses from leveling up? Is there a bonus to your proficiency or anything like that? Because that's the only thing we will need to know.
I just get another spell.
I know proficiency does go up to 4.
Yeah, so...
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that. We'll remember that for 15 minutes.
What a convenient level up for me to learn teleportation, sir.
I knew it was to be honest, when I wrote that, it was just.
Yeah, that's why we've been, like, heavy-handed, like,
He was
about
like,
it.
just have a rest. Just have a
Have a long
rest.
rest, please, guys.
Just have a little rest. I love how overnight the inspiration is going to come to me.
Fuck it!
Oh, I think I've got it, you guys.
Well, I mean, the other one, because you get your. We've spoken about it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So you guys.
Yeah.
Sick.
You guys rest.
So yeah, this is
And then this is a third. Oh, no, this is
Just
one of the
throw a
two.
random dream in there to finish it.
So as you guys are resting and you bed down,
broken
it's very peaceful in here. The temperature of this cave is nice. It's like not quite warm, and it's not quite too warm. It's not too cold. And you choose a place to nap down. There's obviously the kind of rotten bedroom, but maybe not tonight. It's a bit of a state.
like I can
I'll
put
go
up
to
the
the
door.
subtle house.
yeah, fair. It's a bit more cozy. But you guys you sleep regardless. And the only thing that wakes you is each of you, you're woken all at once. There's a kind of shake. The place kind of starts shaking a little bit. It's almost like a heavy carriage rolling by or something like that. But there's nothing. There's nothing outside. The tower itself isn't moving.
The door.
The door probably trembles a bit, but it's already really broken for... Oh, the big door.
Yes.
No, you can't see it.
Xethir walks there.
So you feel that rumbling, and then you're reminded of the currents of the burrowings.
The flux.
The unsplit Everrain, the fluxes, they just pour through this place, and you've seen the scars as a result of that on some of these dwelling creatures. And there's a moment where you're like, oh shit. But this aurora passes by. It's a glistening light, and it passes by. And instead of pouring through this place and finding every nook and cranny, it arcs upward, misses you. It arcs into like a ribbon of a rainbow into the light to the top of the Surgepyre, where it seems to light the glass of the whole tower for a flickering moment before it streams off again from this knife edge like peak, and it off into the stars to another place. And you sleep. And yes, you guys level up. And Aura, this is at this point finally as you rest, that trembling in your chest, the thrumming, finally it resides. It doesn't reside, it fades. But your connection feels stronger, and those last words play back in your mind. You know, every now and again you think that you see the shade of Xethir in his armoured form by your side, and you drift off to sleep. And you guys wake up. There is no sunrise here, so you probably sleep in. But it's peaceful, the trickling sound of water in the back of the kitchens.
Should we blow shit up?
I mean, yeah.
I feel strong today.
Me
I feel much
too.
better.
I feel
was
like
a bit
if I
tired
rolled something that failed, I could re-roll it again. Just feel that way.
Just for clarity, what is the plan? Because I don't want you guys to suddenly get locked here and then TPK from starvation.
I mean, can we actually leave now? No, we don't know another sigil, so we can't go anywhere.
Well, no, so what we can do is we, stuff, but also we can leave this room, go back into the thingy, close the door, use the teleportation circle the teleportation stick, break that, take us back to the stone right at the start before the house, touch the stone, and we're back.
But Moxie needs to touch the teleportation circle.
She needs to do that anyway so that she knows it.
So I learn it,
if you've not touched it already.
Yeah, otherwise it's over. Please touch the button.
You know what?
Maybe I won't.
No.
This sounds pretty sus.
So if we know that teleportation circle, it doesn't matter where we are, or what plane we're on, we can jump there.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
There's
Just checking in case there's something funky going on.
Yeah, it's basically a unique, like as Peregrine said, it's like a unique teleportation sigil and circle. Because you can cross planes with teleportation circle. If there's another circle in another plane, you know the sigil, you can. But this one is unique in that it's completely secure, that only you can learn it.
Nice.
So,
Moxie, do you want to touch the silver
have you
plate?
touched it?
Yeah, let's touch this sigil.
And when you do,
You die.
Roll a concentration.
You touch the plate, and it's cold, very shockingly cold for a moment, and the sigil fades, and it becomes just a featureless flat plate of silver, and your hand dips into it, becomes molten cold, and it dips into it like ice water, and you snatch your hand away, and you have silver on your fingers, and it sinks into your skin, and you see the flutter of the in your vision, like on your retinas, you see this thing swimming about in your eyes, and you're like, oh my god, is it going to be here forever? And it's like burned into your vision, and then it settles into your mind, and you know, and as you've been studying this spell, this teleportation circle, you know now it fits perfectly, and you only saw it now that it's in your mind. You're like, how did I not see? It's so obvious that it fits like a puzzle into this piece, and you know for certain that if you were to cast, that it would take you back here.
That's pretty cool.
There you go.
Excellent.
Start walking.
Morning run.
Yeah. Okay, so we don't have to. We can
Halfway back to the door.
We don't have to narrate the whole thing if that's your plan. Stop me if you wanted to stop or if I'm getting anything wrong. You jog up the cave to the big door. You run. Maybe Florin keeping back a little bit to keep up with Eugene.
No, we all match pace with Eugene.
Leralith has chosen to take its own form overnight. It takes this kind of rocky appearance and follows you. Every now and again you hear it kind of, it's following you with it. It doesn't know that it's going to allow it to come with you, but it's going to follow you anywhere at this point. And it take it through the hold. It's a Seal Sanctum. It's a room, this kind of buzz to the air of magic still there. You leave through the doorway and across the bridge.
Wait, you did not say if we shut the door or not.
Oh, sorry.
We need to shut
We
the door.
absolutely shut the fucking door.
Yeah, you're in the Seal Sanctum.
Could you imagine? Screaming back to Charlie's there being like, no, they never specified it, so you can go
I
back in
completely
and die.
just blank that. So you're in the Seal Sanctum. So how are you going to try and close this door?
And he said we've got to crumble the... drop
Gonna blow that shit up.
So can we do anything to pull the doors shut? Or are they big, strong, big boys?
You can try. I would say for the sake of brevity that it's just not going to happen. Like it's just like you could take a day. It's just
Level 5 shatter.
Okay? So we'll go around the circle. Who's doing what? Try and get everyone.
Are we all gonna do it?
Who's doing what?
Okay.
Is there anything on the front of the door that we could tie a rope to try and pull?
You could, but as I said, through strength and trying to heave it, it's just so heavy. It's like 100 foot high of stone.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can do then.
Is there anything around the room that we can, the seals around the thing that we can, move, disrupt the room, move the plate, move the anything? Fuck, there's other stuff in this place that we could disrupt. Is there anything else that we could do?
Move some of the busts and statues and, heave it up against the door to kind of help block it. Chuck the chains there. All I mean is that trying to heave the door shut by hand
It's not going to work.
Can I ask? If I was on the other side of the door to help, hear me out. No. Starts to push it. When it gets to a point where there's just a little bit, if I sheath my sword, would I be able to teleport onto the other side of that, or is it still too far close for me to be able to do that?
What I meant was it's just too heavy for you guys to push.
The heaviest, heaviest door.
It's like trying to close a building.
Cool,
I think we're just gonna have to collapse this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start bringing over some chains as well.
Yeah. Okay. So
What
phase
was this
one.
earlier?
Phase.
What was this?
So what, you just pile all the shit up.
Yeah.
So you take an hour heaving of are you taking the simulacra? That stone.
Sure.
There's that. It's like an unused
How
version.
big is it?
It's pretty big. It's 10 foot tall. It's like an obsidian.
Is it on?
I don't know. You don't know.
I don't want to touch it with my hands.
Fair.
What if I get some rope out? Are you happy for me to pull it?
Let's drag it.
Yeah.
Okay, so after an hour together, you topple the simulacra and it does crack and it hits the floor.
Oh boy.
You drag these bits.
I'm really mad about that.
So over an hour of hard labour, you guys have piled the chains. There's some statues that you've chucked in the way. The simulacra that was covered in a tarp is now smashed in front of the thing. There's just a pile of shit. And now you step back, and I know Sentinel's casting shatter a few times. Does anyone else have anything? Any
Let me just
grenades?
I can throw a fireball out there.
Yeah.
The stones we put in to unlock this place. Are we still able to get those out later?
You can try when you pass.
Yeah, 'cause if we can do that, maybe we put the tentacles back and we take the other two with us or destroy them, so that that bit can't be unlocked.
Done. Back. Oh no! Wait, didn't the stones all go in the door that is now
They
up?
did,
So where
Yeah.
but it's still visible. So it's it
Okay.
rose and you can still see the stones.
Can I use stone shape on both sides of the door to weaken it?
Nice, sure, you can. It's effectively inert stone now. It's really thick. So yeah, after
form cracks
nice, yeah.
outwards.
So 10 minutes you've been analysing the door. you understand that the structure of it's almost arched. So you take specific points and you weaken those points, like where there might be hinges, where there's really load-bearing areas on it, and it really weakens it. Cool.
And then
anything else before the explosion?
You're not going to like the amount of damage that I just rolled.
I love it. Anyone else? You doing
It's all
fireball,
doubled
Moxie?
as well, isn't it?
Yeah, are we
It's all
gonna?
doubled as well. Because it's
Yes, it is.
inorganic.
Oh, fuck off.
Are we going to leave the captain's body here, or are we gonna?
Should we
We could
take
bury
him
him.
back for a Vikings?
Oh yeah,
funeral?
possibly.
I think, How are we gonna get him back? Are we gonna?
Does he count as an object?
He's not as heavy as he was because it's
Yeah.
half.
Yeah, he's
also
half his weight.
Can we wrap him up? There's stuff.
But
to
also,
wrap
we're
him
going to
up.
bamp anyway, so we're not carrying him anywhere. We're just carrying him, and then we can
Oh,
get
we just-
someone from the. Because I imagine we're going to bamp from here.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't count as a person in teleport. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that would be easier.
Yay.
Leralith count as a person.
No, construct.
So.
Thanks. So he can come back up to the stone with us.
But I would say it's kind of just a point of flavour. He's becoming more of a person.
I know, but
Yes,
for the sake of the spell, he's
more
not
like a
seen as a
he's more like a
person.
robot. For the sake of the spell at the moment, yes.
Yeah, okay,
If he
cool.
gains a personality, then he would start counting as a person.
Okay, so we're going to say Leralith. No
Am I making
personality.
you cry or what?
Huh?
I thought, yeah, all right. I looked at you like, what have I said? But it's just the damage.
So basically, until we get to the stone, he cannot develop a personality.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so stone shape goes off, cracks form.
Yeah, I'm grabbing all the skelly, all the bones. Just gonna.
Yeah, I would say most of them are retrievable. Roll a percentile for ones that were damaged. While Will is rolling that, what was I going to say before we hit the big damage? What was that? What did you get?
24.
Cool. So a quarter of them remain.
Cool. So one of them.
Cool. You're wrapping the captain up in something, right? So you take one of the tarps from like the one that was covering the simulacra or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's old and crumbly, but it's kind of, more respectable, I guess. You pick him up, and yes, the spell starts going off.
144 points of damage. I doubled it already,
Nice.
so it's not double that, but
So
it was.
is that 2?
So that's for 2, level
Cool.
5, shatters, bang, bang. I rolled a lot of 8s.
So yeah, you fucking Kamehameha. And you shoot 2 of them off, and the kind of dust collecting, that orange glow from the Forgotten, and it just goes silently across, and 2 of them just erupt at the top of this wall, and you hit the weakened points that Freya's already fractured, and it just goes, and it starts crumbling, and the sheer weight of it just collapses around it, and it's deafeningly loud. Fragments of obsidian screaming across the place. You guys turn around like.
I like the idea that we were doing it on the way out, and then as it crashes, I'm just walking through, just like full on explosion, like
Very cinematic.
Yeah.
light up cigarette.
Bits of jade are just like firing off, and sparks are igniting as it collapses and fractures on itself. The ceiling above it collapses,
Can we get the
and you
jade?
end up with just a completely sealed mass. Like half the room has collapsed underneath this weakened door.
Are there like some kind of like blocks of jade I could take with me?
That we could
Sure.
sell, cash money.
Take a piece, yeah.
I wanted to make a knife and a pestle and mortar out of some jade.
I want to make some cash money off some jade.
Sure.
It's back in the house. Long shot. There wasn't any components for making teleportation circles, was there?
What components do you need?
I need chalk. I need fancy chalk worth 50
Fancy
gold.
chalk. Okay.
Or can you use a seal crafter's kit to do them in this world? Because I have a seal crafter's kit.
It consumes the stuff.
Yes, but I think that the Sealcrafter's kit, because it's a good point, I think it will say that it halves the value that you need. So if you use a Sealcrafter's kit and you become proficient, you'll halve the need for them. But I will roll quickly. You find 50 gold's worth of chalk in among the kind of stuff. And while we're on it, if you just roll a quick an investigation check, actually. Nearing the end of the session.
Help with anyone? On my own, or can I get help?
We'll do it on your own.
Eugene would have helped.
Yeah, fair enough. Eugene would have helped.
Hey, natural 20, so 29.
Very nice. And while you're looking for these things,
Was
these
this before we leveled
components-
up?
Yes.
Then 29.
while you're looking for these things, you also come across, as well as the 50 gold's worth of magical chalk, well, they're gem encrusted, right?
Yeah, something like that. It's magic chalk.
You also find a potion of resistance and a greater potion of healing that look like they are probably consumable still.
Probably.
And Maya, you pick up a chunk of jade. Sentinel, you do the same.
It's enough jade to make a knife,
Yes.
like a little small
You can make a
chest
blade
knife,
and then
a little pestle and
nice.
mortar.
Yeah, perfect.
No fancy jewellery for my wife.
Yeah, got a chunk of it. And you guys,
Wife jade.
you leave the Seal Sanctum. The smell of like flint igniting, where it's the wall has collapsed, and you go underneath the doorway. The gems are visible in their little like dishes up above. Are you just taking them all out? So you take them out,
Sure.
and as you do so, the door begins descending, and it into place.
Everyone was out, right?
The mist is swirling below.
Florida's still there.
He's
So
already.
do we want to destroy these stones? So this door can't be opened.
The mist is swirling below.
Yep. So if you, so
it's
below the
still-
bridge,
So
it
it's
is
still got
there.
tentacle-y boys.
Yep.
So we need to put the stuff in there, because otherwise we're going to be fucked getting out, unless
Are
you
we
want to use
using
the...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can use that
teleport.
now.
Okay. Yeah.
And then just take the
we
stones
put the
with us.
tentacles in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we take the rest of the stones with us.
So yeah, you remember that by putting the blue stone in the obelisk on this side, it will absorb the
Oh,
tentacles.
well, that's what we were just saying. We could
yeah.
take all of them if we use the teleportation stick now,
Yeah.
and then we just
Yeah.
keep them all. We don't need to put anything back, so
Yeah.
otherwise...
No,
it's
I wanted
easier.
to make sure the tentacles were still there.
Yeah. Okay. So what you mean? Perfect. Okay. So you snap the teleportation stick, this silver thing. You snap it, and within is a silver coil, almost like a spring that's got these engraved sigils on it, and it fizzes like a flare. And Sentinel, after breaking it, you're like, did it work? And then it takes longer. It's almost like charging out. And around you, everyone kind of hugs in close. I think that's everyone, so Leralith included. You're fine. And it feels like you are being pulled through a pinhole. It is like your whole body and being is almost being like sucked through a small hole under pressure. Assuming that you were thinking of the gardens in.
I was thinking of this specifically right at the top where that stone
Very nice. And you are like pulled, you feel this powerful gravitational force, a blinding white light, and then it reverses and you almost regurgitate yourself there, and you're like, you're standing in front
Eugene
of this stone.
is throwing up.
Yeah. He throws up.
All the way through the teleportation.
You're before the stone, and Leralith kind of floats back towards the house and looks back at you and
You come with?
looks at you and kind of nods, and then comes straight after you. You believe for a moment it was like,
Oh, is he about to slow walk back to the house?
yeah. Thank you. Kind of comes up to your side and within all of you. And it's going to hold his hand out to you, or its little spiked arm, because it can't touch. It's not a person, so it can't touch the stone.
Yeah, I
You Lego hand it. Okay. And you guys touch the sequester stone, and much more. What?
It's not going to be like a vampire where he sees daylight and he disintegrates, is it?
Who knows?
You have no idea.
Oh no!
Like a blink of an eye,
Your
you're back
decision, dude.
in the cave, and you take the smell of sea, of dust. It's dark. You can hear the sound of the sea outside. You're in the cave. It's a short swim out,
Is Leralith out with us?
and Leralith is by your side. And that is where I Thanks for joining us. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.